how would you say you've been able to rely on God as your best friend? Like, how is that? That I know your face is lined up. I know you've got a deep answer because
Yeah,
Jesus is our best friend by definition, and
absolutely.
as a best friend, you're meant to tell them everything, the ups, the downs, the transparency. How was him being able to be there for you? How does that look like?
Well, earlier this year, I was struggling for a lot of the reasons that we discussed here today, like giving on empty. You have not yet received yourself, but you're still giving anyway.
Yeah.
And you're not doing what's actually better for you. And I think learning to receive from God and learning that He can actually, He can and does take away your burdens. He does take away your whatever you're struggling with. The fact that He actually does. It's not a nice thought like, well, it'd be nice if He could do that eventually. Like, He does and He will, and it's also about your belief. Like, I was also struggling with like depressed thoughts earlier this year, and it wasn't until a few weeks ago where I was just in tears. Like, I was so sad, and I had no idea. Like, I had no reason to feel depressed. And I was just praying to Him, and I was like, God, I really don't feel like You're here right now. Like, I could really use a hug. Like, I don't see You in my life. I see things that You've done, but it doesn't feel like here for me now. And to be able to express that, and like, it just makes your relationship so much deeper. The fact that you're actually being honest. Like, the thing that separated Adam and Eve, and the reason that God like banished them was because they didn't even admit to what they'd done.
Yeah.
They weren't being honest at all. And after I was like, God, this is how I'm feeling. I could really use a hug. Like, I prayed, and like, it was the first time in my life that I'd ever felt the presence of God. And I've told you about this story, but like, he made me feel so small, but so protected. And like, after praying, like, I had this voice that came to me. It was like, if He really loved you, He'd be here right now. And I believed it for 1 second, and I was like, no, that can't be true. And only after I thought that did I just feel this like wash of just power and like just feeling that, and just knowing that He's there. Because like, how do you argue with something like that directly after prayer? Like, that's not just something biological or something. Like, that is just so, that's just what He does. And like, He didn't just do it once, He did it like 2-3 times. And I just was like, wow, like he does see it. He does see it. And I feel like people can feel like, yeah, God may see it, but He's not going to do anything. And that's not true. He's always doing something. And it's about living in that truth and living it out as truth and believing that He is working through it, whether you see it in that moment or not. And it's so hard while you're in that moment to see it. You're just so blinded by the immediacy of your suffering. Like, you don't have that perspective. I feel like it's just something about us as humans that we struggle with so much. Like, we just can't. It's so difficult.
I feel like you should be the new host. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.